Alrighty then. Now let's go ahead and add a Instagram widget to your website to showcase your photos. So I'm simply open a new page, go to Google, and just put Instagram widgets to websites, or for website, whatever you prefer. But more or less, you're gonna find these ones. So you can choose whatever feels comfortable for you. I use this one called Websta. Now this one is nice and free, and they also have a paid version for it. So I'm gonna pause the video, and as I log into my account, you can go ahead and sign up for your own accounts. So here we are in my account, and if you are in your account, great. So as you can see, I have 2 of them already made, and if you look right here, total widgets is 2 of 2. So that means I only can create 2 of them, but if I pay for it, I can create more. But more or less, you're probably just gonna need these 2, or just 2 maybe, because you can either have it show multiple photos or just one single photo. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to edit and edit this out. Now like I said, there's a button somewhere where you can just create it. Now first off, right here, you're gonna put in your Instagram username, so shouldn't be too hard. Next is the widget name. So as you saw, I have my 2, and that's what I call this widget, is Instapics, and you can put it to whatever you want. Next will be your domain. So I put my domain, and your domain, whatever you got, you just type that in right there. Now the layout, as you can see, I have a showcase of 5 photos. So this will be the columns. So if I want 1 column and 1 row, I can do that. Or if I want 1 column, 2 rows, then that's fine like that. So I'm going to just go ahead and stick with just the 1. Now as far as thumb size, you can adjust it to however big you want it to be. And now photo space, since I only have 1, that is just the space in between. So I'm going to go ahead and put 4, and as you can see, tiny bit, make it a little bigger, 19. So you see the space in between here. So I'm just go ahead and put it back to 0 and put this back to 1. Now more or less responsive, it just goes according to whatever is the box around it and the size of the website. So if you put in responsive, it will just stretch out from this line to this line. But I'm gonna just keep that as regular like that. Now border, you can put a border around it, and as you can see, it's a little tad bit. I'm gonna go ahead and keep that off. Now background color, you can pick whatever. I'm just leave it transparent. Alright, a little bit more. So the paid plan can link post to Instagram.com, so that's fine. Now fade out effect, fade in, just when they hover over, it just highlights it. Now share buttons, as you can see when you hover, they got the Facebook and Twitter right there, so you can just click that off if you don't want that, and simply have it like that. But I'm gonna just leave that on. Now here is your code, and remember to always save changes. So if I have this at 230 and I'm like, oh, it's too big, and I change it up to 140, I'm gonna click save, and it's gonna change the code right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just copy that to clipboard, and basically now we go to our code and we simply find it. And if you get lost, just remember, just look for the title, Instagram pics, and right below it will be where you're gonna put your code, or at least where the photo is right there. So now we can just scroll past this. Since we know a little bit more of our code, we know we need to pass the paragraph and go to the right column container. Alright, so here we are, right column container. And we just keep scrolling down. Alright, here we are, Instagram pics. So I'm gonna go ahead and just simply delete this and paste in the code. I'm gonna have to refresh. Now since I'm on my local server, which is well, I'm hooked up online, but when you're in your web hosting account, this would render much faster. And since they wanted you to add in your web your domain name, just makes it easier. So for this one, it probably wouldn't work because obviously this is not the domain, and you can see it shows it, but it's just broken. But once you have it in your real website, and when you're up to your web hosting account, it will work. So don't worry too much right now that it's not showing up. But as you can see, it is there, and you can change the width of this with the CSS also. So now we talked about getting it in there, and like I said, you can change it up to whatever you want, but since that space is pretty small, then you just want one right there, so that's fine. So next, let's talk about adding in Twitter and Facebook to maybe one of these. Okay, cool.